أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله الحمد لله رب العالمين. I give glory and thanks to Almighty Allah who has made it possible for me to be alive today. I am very grateful because I would have died long time ago, because death has always been my companion, and Allah has been partially disposed to me, in the sense that there are many who have not gone through the difficulties, the hardship, the dangers I've encountered every now and then, the threat of arrest, the threat of death, the threat of assassination, and so on. But Allah, in His infinite mercy, had kept me alive till this moment. Exactly 29 years ago, Allah opened His door of mercy and gave me the blessings of Islam. 17th of September or thereabout. I say thereabout because I'm not actually precise, but 17th of September 1988 in Calabar, I accepted Islam and became Jihad Abu Bakri Goodhead. I was Melford Goodhead Jr., born to Honorable Justice Melford Goodhead, the late, and Mrs. Bekinwari Goodhead, late. Both of them are late. Honorable Justice Melford Dokubo Goodhead is the son of Dr. Wilkinson Goodhead. I grew up with my grandmother, Princess Okuba, W.D. Goodhead, Nee Tom Princeway, whose father was Prince Ogoton Princeway. Prince Ogoton Princeway was the son of King Abi Princeway Makri IV. And Abi Princeway Makri IV was the son of King Karebo Amakri III. And King Karebo Amakri III was the son of King Amakri I, who established the Amakri dynasty of New Calabar, Kalawari in 1669 and reigned until 1757. So that is my pedigree, and that is where I am coming from. My mother was the daughter of Chief Idoni Boyeku, Dicton Big Harry, head of the Ombo group of houses. The right hand, the second in command to King Amakri. Her father was the last but one head of the Ombo group of houses. I had been searching for the truth as a young man with an open mind who wants to serve God. So I was not just satisfied with the environment in which I was born into. I was born into a Christian environment, a Christian and a Kalawari environment. So there was cross-fertilization of religion. There was a Kalawari religion which was almost dying off, and the new Christian religion which had come up. And in 1981, I got baptized at the Deeper Life. I became a born again. I got baptized at the Deeper Life. And from there, at that time, Deeper Life was interdenominational. So I went to my mother's church, which was the Baptist Church, Faith Baptist Church. At times, I also go to the Assemblies of God Church with the Wokolos, who were also the Wokolo, who was my classmate at the Baptist High School. So when I became a Muslim in 1988, on the 17th of September, I proceeded to take a journey to see the Muslim world. That is very close to me. So I proceeded from Calabar to Port Harcourt Port Harcourt, I took a bus, Equilibria, I think so, one of those buses then, and I traveled. Jos, Kafancha, Kaduna. I went up to Sokoto, Jega, Shagari, down to Kotangora, Ilorin, Ibadan to Port Harcourt. In my journey through these places, I met a lot of interesting people. When I was in Ibadan, I went to the University of Ibadan where I met Ismail Balogun, very fine young man. He took me to Professor Noibi, who was the head of Department of Islamic Studies. And I became very close to Professor Noibi. From there, he took me to the house of Alhaji Kule Sani. Our first meeting was not very pleasant. But after some time, we became very friendly and we became very close. After that, I proceeded and I went to Lagos, and from Lagos, I came back to Port Harcourt. That was my journey and my my beginning as a Muslim. I got to know the Abraou Sani family in Port Harcourt, and I became very close to them. I became a member of their family. I eat what they eat, I sleep while they sleep. Even though I was living at the GRA, in order to enable me to pray, I go and meet them, even though they were not as well-to-do as my people. I took them as my family, and they become a part and parcel of my life at that time. So, after some time, I changed my name from Jihad to Mujahid, which was more Arab in terms of Arabic, was described the individual. Jihad was the process in which Mujahid is involved. So in my course of accepting Islam, in practicing Islam, I had gone through, I became the Amir of Rivers State University of Science and Technology. I became the Amir, the first Amir. I became the first Amir of the Muslim Student Society in Rivers State unit, which was created the first Amir. And I became chairman Quranic Recitation Committee. I was very vibrant and I was going, but my relationship was closer to the Yorubas because I find the Northern Muslims have been arrogant, and I pointed it out to them. I told them, you can't be arrogant and Amakri, sorry to say, because it's not possible. It's not possible. You can't be arrogant to me at all, and I won't accept it. And I did not accept it. And all my brothers and sisters in Rivers State will know the impact we have made in Islam, how we turn around the fortunes of the Rivers State Muslims from being the poor and dejected just around the periphery. We brought them to limelight with the help of when Odile became governor. He actually assisted us in breaking the jinx. He appointed Rivers people as chairman of Pilgrims Board, and he sponsored a lot of Rivers State people to go to Hajj, and that was not my problem, but Rivers people gained their confidence in their own state and were liberated from the hands of these people, these Northerners who claim that Islam belonged to them. Today, Rivers Muslims are the most respected Muslims in Biafra and in the so-called South, because we stood up. People like Alhaji Ahmad Okiri, they stood firm, they fought and we fought, and we gained our autonomy from them. Now, being a Muslim equipped me. Why did I become a Muslim? I was searching for God. All that I saw as a Christian, I was not satisfied with it. I really wanted to have a personal relationship with God, a working relationship with God, the God that will point the way to me to fulfill my aspirations in life. my mission as a man. And it was the Iranian Revolution that actually triggered in me the love of Islam. After the Iranian Revolution, I started to question myself the condition of our people in which we are found. Because I was a voracious reader, I read a lot, and I try to ask questions. And in reading, I discovered that, wow, our people are really on the burden, our resources are being taken. And I speak about this. And in the course of my university education, I became president of National Union of Rivers State Students at the University of Calabar. So it was Islam gave me the impetus. Islam gave me the drive. Islam accelerated me to look at the issues that are confronting our people and why our political elites are so timid that they are not able to confront those who have confiscated their natural patrimony. So I started my battle within the Muslim community in Rivers State by making sure that Rivers Muslims take what belonged to them. And indeed they did. They took what belonged to them. And today we are far, far better off than we were so many years ago before I became a Muslim. So this drive for emancipation, self-actualization, to know who we are as a job people, drove me to meet Chico Goriba, who influenced me, who had organized Muslims. And from there, before then, I had been with the John National Congress. I've been attending the John National Congress meeting at Nanka when it started, before they went to Arubu for the first conventions, to Patani, etc. So Chico Goriba actually brought me into the struggle that has changed and transformed my life. Seeing him, seeing an organized body, I joined with them. And the job people repose so much trust in me, even though Muslims are less than 0.00.1. 0.001. We are so infinitesimal, a small minority. It demonstrates the qualities of recognition of religious diversity among the Ijaw people. The Ijaw people believe that irrespective of what your faith is, as long as you are an Ijaw man, you will be accorded the same access to all available positions, because there was no way I would have become vice president, deputy president, and president of the Ijaw Youth Council, the largest organization in this part of the world at our time, and the organization that have brought a tsunami change to the Niger Delta. So Islam was the propelling factor that propelled me to become what I am today. Without Islam, I would not have reached where I am today. That's the truth. And I appreciate all the job people, all the people who stood by me to make me to be alive today. Joshua Fomudo, late Chris Gomora, Patrick Erasmus, F.J. Williams, and my friends, Kingsley Kuku, George Timinimi, Danela Kwebide, Peter Jube, Roba, Arole, Jane, Brown, No Mani Brahma, Chief Opak Asari, Alfredo Lungwe, all those who had made it possible for me to be a good Muslim, who had encouraged me, the women in my life, my other friends, my community, that appreciated me, made me what I am today as Chief, Alawo Ediabali, Chief of Soku, Chief of Kalawari, of Obuama. I'm very grateful to them. But one thing I want to debunk is that some people say that it was Usman Dan Fodio that brought Islam to this part of the world. I think that's the greatest lie and disservice to Islam. If we are going to put Usman Dan Fodio Islam, place it side by side with the Quran, we'll find out that Usman Dan Fodio was very wanting in the Islam that he claimed to have brought. I don't want to be immodest because I'm talking about Islam today. But I want to say that Usman Dan Fodio never brought Islam to anywhere. In fact, he brought problem to Islam in this part of the world. I stay in Benin Republic. There's never been a day when there has been conflict between Muslims and Christians. Muslims and Christians in Benin Republic exchange pleasantries, doing Salah, Christian visit Muslim, Muslims give to Christian, during Christmas, vice versa. They live in an harmonious community without any problem, Christians and Muslims. So why all the Ula Balu that is going on in Nigeria about religion and crisis? So I really want to say that it is not true. You know why I'm wearing this? Like I said when I was talking about my genealogy, I pointed out to you, you know why I'm wearing this cloth now? I'm wearing this cloth because this cloth, Atigra, was given to King Amakri, my father, by the Ata of Igala. And I will show you a picture of the Ata of Igala. King Amakri, we were told, went on a journey. King Amakri went on a journey passing through Bini, where he was given several gifts, like the talks I'm carrying, this type of talk. So he went up to Ida, and the Ata of Igala, you see the picture, one of the Ata of Igalas, you see the picture? The Ata of Igala gave him this. So in Kalawari, what I'm wearing is called Atigra. And now, you know that a lot of Igala people had become Muslims. A lot of Igala people had become Muslims. So, so for us, for somebody to say that Islam must have come through these people is a very wicked lie. It's a lie. It is not true. Because Islam was already in our place before these people left Futajelum to invade Hausa land and took power away from the owners of Hausa land. You can see King Amakri IV in his picture. You see the talisman clearly. This talisman can only be given to him by a Muslim. And sadly, it was not Usman Dan Fodio that gave our father talisman or the Fulanese. This talisman must have come from somewhere like Senegal or somewhere. You see him? You see the picture of King Amakri IV, who reigned from 1863 to 1900. You look at it, you see the talisman on his neck, 1, 2, 3. And these are the talisman Muslims wear. It's peculiar to Muslims. Muslims make this talisman with tira. So It is very, very wrong for somebody to tell us that it was this person that gave him, that brought Islam. No, that's not true. They didn't bring Islam to us. Islam had been in our area long before they left Futajelo. The thing is that Islam was not practiced because Islam did not gain a root, did not take root at that time. So what are we trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that Islam did not come through them. I did not accept Islam from them. I accepted Islam, so there is no way I will recognize the Sultan as my head, as a Muslim, as the head of Muslim. There is no room for monarchism in Islam. What Islam recognizes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the closest people to him are those who are righteous. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the best of you is the one who fear Allah most and is righteous. So it has nothing to do with them. So for me, as an individual, I believe that Islam, a lot of people are misguided. They want to become Muslim because they want to get something from people and they think they will get. So many people had walked this way, so many people. And they end up leaving Islam, thinking that if they meet these people, they'll be able to ingratiate. These people have no business with Islam. Only a few of them actually encourages people to be Muslim. A lot of them don't give a damn like their father. Instead of you to become a Muslim, they don't want you to become a Muslim so that they will sell you into slavery. That's what they were doing. So the issue of, I cannot finish this without talking about Biafra. A lot of things are happening. The mosque at Igurute had been burnt in Enugu, which is very, very wrong. Because I was there in 1989, 1990 with Sheikh Adams Dokubo, the then chief imam of University of Nsukka. We went there together. And I met his father, who was over 100 years old. In fact, Enugu, I was told in those days, was more of a Muslim area, that Christianity came much later there. So, for somebody to say that there is a process of Islamization by anybody, nobody is Islamizing, nobody is forcing anybody to be Muslim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, second chapter of the Quran, verse 256 to 257, it said, there is no compulsion in religion. Falsehood has been made clear from the truth. He who believes in Allah and rejects Satan had gotten hold of the famous handle that will never break. So there is no compulsion in religion. Lakum dinikum waliya din. To you it's my religion, and to me it's my religion. There is no compulsion whatsoever in religion. No compulsion whatsoever. And you cannot sustain. If anybody compel anybody, after some time the person becomes strong, and the person will reject whatever you have imposed on him. And there is no basis. The person can pretend to be a Muslim when the person is not actually a Muslim. The only person who is a Muslim is a person who is conscious, and that's what Islam says. The Islam that is acceptable to Allah is when you are conscious, when you consciously accept Islam. So Muslims have the right to Islamize, as Christians have the right to Christianize, to preach Christianity. We have the right. And in Biafra, the Constitution will guarantee freedom of religion, freedom of belief, and freedom of association. And both Muslims and Christians and all other people of all other faiths will have the right to go and call people to their faith. And it is criminal and it is wrong for any Muslim to burn any other church. And Biafra will not accept it. to go and burn the church of Christians, or Muslim to go and burn the church, the mosque of Muslims, or Jews to go and burn church, or Christians to go and burn their synagogue, because a lot of people are becoming Jews now, they are accepting Judaism. The Constitution of Biafra will guarantee it. But for anybody to say that we are Jews, we are not Jews. Jews are not superior to Kalawari Ijaw people. Kalawari Ijaw people are not superior to Jews. Arabs are not superior to Kalawari Ijaw people. Kalawari Ijaw people are not superior to Arabs. People have asked me, but Nnamdi Kanu is pushing Judaism, is putting the flag of Israel, the United States of America. IPOB is a political pressure group in Biafra. IPOB does not own the Biafran struggle. They don't have exclusive right to the Biafran struggle. Nnamdi Kanu is one of the people who had brought our struggle to the forefront, and where we pray God to guide him and to protect him and to give him wisdom. It's in the forefront for the liberation of Biafra, for the independence of Biafra. But Nnamdi Kanu presence of Judaism does not in any way translate to Biafra being a Jewish state. We are not Jews. And no Jew is superior to me. No Arab is superior to me, and will never be superior to me or my offspring. So I am not a Jew. I will not be a Jew. So that is it. It's as simple as that. So these questions of some people going to burn mosque in Biafra is wrong. I am a Muslim. There's nothing that will make me leave Islam. And I want to say, anybody who attack me because I'm a Muslim, I will fight him. I will use all my strength to defend my faith and fight for my faith and fight and defend myself. But I will not look for anybody's trouble. I will not impose, because even in my house, my wife, the head of my house, when I'm not around, my most senior wife, Caroline, is a Christian. She's a member of Mountain on Fire. She prays. But that does not give her the decision from allow my children, they go to the mosque, she prepares them and they go to the mosque. And I respect her faith and she respects my faith. If I'm tired and I'm not praying in the morning, she calls me to pray. That is how Ijaw families are. And that's one of the reasons I admire the Yoruba people and the people of Benin, the way and manner they live their life. So, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa la sharika Allah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. I give glory to Allah. I give glory to Allah for giving me the opportunity to be a Muslim. The best gift that Allah has given me. And I pray that until the day I leave this world, I should have the use of my leg, my hand, everything about me, and I should continue to say La ilaha illallah. That the last word I will end our altar will be La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. That I will be a Muslim until the day I leave this world. Allahumma inni zalamtu nafsi zulman kasiran wa la yaghfiru dhunuba illa anta faghfir li maghfiratan min indika warhamni innaka anta yaghfurur rahim. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. Oh Allah, if you did not guide me in these 29 years, if you had not protected me in these 29 years, I would have been dead by now and been among those people who are deprived of your mercy